Call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. I want to acknowledge that we are in Treaty 1 territory and the land on which we are meeting is the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Ojibwe, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples and the homeland of the Red River Métis Nation. As a council and a municipality, we will continue to work on moving forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in the spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. I'll ask for a motion for the adoption of the minutes, please.
Resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of council held at City Hall on February 9th, 2026 be adopted as circulated.
Moved by Councillor Doyle, seconded by Councillor Meyer. All those in favor? And that is carried. We have no delegations this evening, no public hearings. We'll move into Finance, Legislative, and Property Committee. Councillor Massey.
Thank you, Your Worship. Finance, Legislative, and Property Committee has no report in this part of the meeting.
Thank you. City Planning and Economic Development Committee, Councillor Meyer.
Thank you, Your Worship. City Planning and Economic Development Committee has nothing to report at the moment.
Thank you. Community Services Committee, Councillor Espy.
Thank you, Your Worship. The Community Services Committee has nothing to report.
Thank you. Waterworks Committee, Councillor Porter. Try again. No. Or push it down a little further again. Oh.
Thank you, Your Worship. Waterworks has nothing to report.
Thank you. Transportation Committee, Councillor Porter.
Thank you, Your Worship. Transportation has nothing to report in this portion of the meeting.
Thank you. Public Safety Committee, Councillor Doyle.
Thank you, Your Worship. Public Safety Committee has nothing to report to council this evening.
Thank you. We have no deferred business. We'll move right into new business. We have the Wildland Fire Truck Replacement, Finance, Legislative, and Property Committee, Councillor Massey.
Thank you, Your Worship and colleagues. This evening, we're to consider the Wildland Fire Truck Replacement truck, which was written off late in 2025 as a result of a wildland fire incident. This vehicle is required to support our ongoing fire department operations and must be replaced in advance of the 2026 wildfire season. Administration is looking to council to approve utilizing the funds from the fire truck reserve to facilitate the replacement. And I think you may recall this was brought to our attention. The loss of this vehicle has created an operational gap within the fire department fleet. As this unit was written off and cannot be returned to service, replacement is required to maintain fleet capacity and operational readiness. Administration intends to procure a replacement vehicle through a formal competitive procurement process, RFP, in accordance with the city's public tendering and procurement policy. The city received $24,339.37 in insurance proceeds for the truck that was written off. These funds will be transferred to the fire truck reserve to offset the cost of the purchase. It's estimated the cost of the replacement unit will not exceed $125,000. So the recommendation by administration, I would move that the council of the city of Portage la Prairie approves up to $125,000 for the purchase of a wildland fire truck from the fire truck reserve.
Moved by Councillor Massey, seconded by Councillor Meyer. Any questions or comments from council? Councillor Massey.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just a comment, and I think once again shows the foresight of our administration having these reserve funds. And this is coming out of reserve. So, but I think I know the answer to the question, but I want to ask administration anyway. This does not impact our property tax decisions that we made last council meeting.
Mr. Coda.
Through your worship to Councillor Massey, no, as this is coming from reserves, there will be no direct impact on taxes.
Thank you. If nothing else, all those in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Next item of new business, request for extension for variation PC 4-26 Weeb at 120 Brandon Avenue. Councillor Doyle.
I would like to recuse myself from this portion of the meeting.
Thank you. After? Thank you. Okay, this is City Planning and Economic Development. Councillor Meyer.
Thank you, Your Worship. Council, in front of you, you're going to see file number PC 4-26. What it is, it's a request for the extension of a variation that was actually passed by resolution back on February the 24th of 2025, and the applicant is looking for an additional 12 months. So you will see in your package, which I'm sure you've already reviewed, you'll see the order originally, you'll see the request for the extension site plan, and you'll also see the Brandon Avenue sketch for your reference. As we discussed, the Planning Act does state that a variance order will expire and cease to have any effect if it's not acted upon 12 months from the date of the decision. Currently, that is the case. And as per the attached original variation order on this matter, administratively, there are no concerns with the application for an extension to the original variation order, and as such. So the administrative recommendation, and I so move, that the Council of the City of Portage la Prairie approve the request of Stephen and Linda Wiebe to extend the original variation order, which is PC 2-25, at the properties on 120 and 120B Brandon Avenue, which are legally described as parts of Block 4 and 6, Plan 523 PLTO, part of the Plan 1319 PLTO in the parish of Portage la Prairie.
Moved by Councillor Meyer, seconded by Councillor Espy. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? And that is carried. We'll just ask Councillor Doyle to come back. Yeah. Thank you. And you'll just submit your declaration form before you leave. Thank you. Okay, next item of new business is a request for extension for variation PC 5-26 for VS Properties at 51 Tupper. City Planning and Economic Development, Councillor Meyer.
Thank you, Your Worship, and Council, in front of you, as the Mayor indicated, file number PC 5-26. So this is very similar to the previous one, although a different issue, but it's a request for the extension of an extension. So the original extension, which was passed by resolution on the 12th of February in 2025, expired on the 12th the original one was February the 24th, February the 12th of 2025, which was passed by resolution. And on 24th of February 25, there was an additional 12 months as well. So the copy of the variation orders and the drawings are there for your reference. And is to allow an extension of the original variation for VS Properties, Inc. to vary the following in an R3 residential multiple family zone. I'll repeat them when I get down to the motion. But the Planning Act states that a variance order will expire and cease to have any effect if it's not acted upon within 12 months. The board, council, or planning commission may extend the deadline under subsection for a period not longer than 12 months if an application is received before the initial deadline. So that's the application we have in front of us. And administratively, as per the attached original variation order, there are no concerns with the application for an extension to the original variation order as such, and would recommend approval. So it's the administrative recommendation that the Council of the City of Portage la Prairie approve the request of VS Properties, Inc. to extend the original variation order, which was PC 324, and then the extension for PC 625 at the property on 51 Tupper Street South, which is legally described as lots 114, 115, 116, Plan 12 in the parish of Portage la Prairie.
Moved by Councillor Meyer, seconded by Councillor Espy. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? And that is carried. Okay. Next item of new business is award the tender for the supply of a loader. This is the Transportation Committee. Councillor Porter.
Thank you, Your Worship. The issue is to award the tender for the supply of a loader, 26 OPS, 003. The administration recommendation is to award the supply of the loader tender to the company with the highest points per the city's procurement policy. Background behind it is that this tender was advertised on the city website as well as Merck's. The tender closed Friday, 10th of 2026. There were 16 companies that expressed interest, and we received the following 8 bids. Option 1 for the 2-year warranty. There was a 1, 2, 3. There was 8 there. The one with the highest points was Mazer Group for the price of $209,720,000 and a points of 95.94. And you can see the other 7 below on the list there. There was an option 2 that had a 5-year warranty, and there was 8 there, and the lowest bid there was Brandt Tractor Limited for $218,536, and it had 95.10 points. The companies were given the option to provide a trade-in value for the existing loader, and this was deducted from the bid price to determine the net cost. The vendors were asked to provide pricing from both a 2-year warranty and a 5-year warranty. In the past, there has been very expensive repairs on equipment, and after the 2-year warranty expired, so administration believes that a 5-year warranty would be beneficial. In this case, the highest rated bid for the 5-year warranty is within the budgeted amount. The budgeted amount for this purchase is $220,000. The highest rated tender for the 5-year warranty option was from Brandt Tractor Limited. The submitted tender met all specifications required. The tender price net of GST is $217,856, and this is approximately $2,000 under budget. So the alternatives were to award the tender to Brandt Tractor Limited for option 2 for the 5-year warranty, or number 2, award the tender to Mazer Group for option 1, which is a 2-year warranty, or number 3, any other direction that council may provide. So it's a recommended resolution, and I do support that the Council of the City of Portage la Prairie award the tender for the supply of loader as specified in tender 26 OPS 003 to Brandt Tractor Limited for option 2, which is a 5-year warranty for the tender price of $282,736 net of GST, and accepts the trade-in offer of $60,000 for the city's 2013 case 621F loader from Brandt Tractor Limited, leaving the final purchase price of $218,536 net of GST.
Moved by Councillor Porter, seconded by Councillor Espy. Any questions or comments? Councillor Doyle?
Thank you, Your Worship. Through Your Worship to administration, I'm just curious because I don't know the answer. When a tender is put out like this, how does canoe procurement, do they get involved in this process, or how does that work? Tender versus, I'm just not too sure if that's a consideration.
Ms. Chakota?
Through Your Worship to Councillor Doyle, I believe our policy allows us to utilize procurement, but that doesn't mean that we can't follow a formal RFP process, and often it can be in the best interest to do a broader RFP and ensure that the prices that we're getting are competitive.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor? That is carried. Next item of new business, award the tender for the supply of 2 aquatic harvesters. Transportation Committee, Councillor Porter.
Thank you, Your Worship. This is the awarded tender for the supply of 2 aquatic harvesters, 26 OPS 005. It is the administration recommendation to award the supply of 2 aquatic harvesters to the company with the highest points as per city's procurement policy. Background behind it is this tender was advertised on the city website as well as Merck's, and the tender closed Friday, February 10th, 2026. One company expressed interest, and we received the following bid. Trucks or Canada Sales and Service for the price net of GST, $444,994.52. This was the only bid received as advertised, as this equipment is a new asset classification for the city of Portage la Prairie. No trade-in or used equipment was advertised to offset the capital investment. The budget amount from the approved 2026 capital budget for this purchase is $460,000. These harvesters will be used primarily to complete the annual Crescent Lake aquatic vegetation removal program. Truckster Canada's submitted tender met all specifications required, including a standard 2-year warranty. Delivery is expected in time to complete the work this summer. The tender price net of GST is $444,994.52, and this is approximately $15,000 under budget. So the alternatives are to award the tender to Truckster Canada Sales and Services, do not award the tender, or any other direction that council may provide. So it is a recommended resolution, and I so move that the council of the city of Portage la Prairie award the tender for the supply of 2 aquatic harvesters as specified in tender 26 OPS 005 to Truckster Canada Sales and Services for the tendered price of $444,994.52 net of GST.
Moved by Councillor Porter, seconded by Councillor Espy. Any questions or comments? Councillor Meyer?
Thank you, Your Worship. Certainly no questions on the actual purchase. In fact, I support that 100%. And through Your Worship to administration, just one quick question, a clarification. If this already is a budgeted item and falls underneath budget, what's exactly the reason it comes to council to further approve?
Amount of dollars, amount of the there's a, what's the threshold?
Yeah, that's what.
200, yeah.
So, yeah, and similar to the previous resolution as
Yeah.
well, because it was so short. My question then, or my answer is, it's because anything over $200,000 comes back to council anyways.
Correct.
Got it. Thank you, Your Worship.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments? Councillor Massey?
Thank you, Your Worship, and I support the recommendation. This is, as we all know, this was in response to a federal regulation that's being enforced that we can't use these chemicals any longer. And I just want to commend administration and our council for putting this in the budget. I think we all heard from our residents how important the lake is, and that we are going to do everything to keep that lake, the jewel that it is for our community. So I'm pleased to see this is coming forward. It's going to allow our staff to make sure that lake's vegetation is kept under control, and it's great that we had the reserves to do this.
Thank you. My question is, and you've done this to yourselves in your report, is because in the previous report you said that sometimes after 2 years, there's very expensive fixes. So is there ever a chance to negotiate a longer warranty for something like this?
We did ask for any extended warranties, and they did not provide one. So
Okay.
we could maybe negotiate it, but they weren't provided with the tender.
Thank you. Nothing else? All those in favor? And that is carried. Okay. We have one item of old business, the second and third reading of bylaw 26-8786, amendment to water and sewer rates. Finance, Legislative, and Property Committee, Councillor Massey.
Thank you, Worship and colleagues. Before you have tonight we're to consider second and third reading of amending bylaw number 26-8786, which amends Schedule A, Clause 5 of Water and Sewer Rates, bylaw number 20-8710, as directed by the Public Utilities Board, order number 4/26. The city applied to the Public Utilities Board to review and vary order number 139/25. That application included a request to adjust the timing of Saskatchewan Avenue West project debenture servicing surcharge so that its implementation would align with revised utility rates currently under review. In the PUB order number 42/26, the board approved the postponement of the Saskatchewan Avenue West project debenture servicing surcharge to coincide with the implementation of a revised water and wastewater rates. As part of the same order, the board directed that the wording of Schedule A, Clause 5 be formally implemented through an amendment to bylaw number 20-8710. Amending bylaw number 26-8786 implements this direction by deleting clause 5 of Schedule A to bylaw number 20-8710 and replacing it with the wording approved by the Public Utilities Board. The amendment does not introduce new billing practices and does not result in changes to utility rates or charges. That's very important. Its purpose is to ensure that bylaw number 20-8710 reflects wording approved by Council and the Public Utilities Board, including provisions related to billing administration and the timing of surcharge implementation. Therefore, I would move that amending bylaw number 26-8786, being a bylaw of the City of Portage la Prairie, to amend bylaw number 20-8710 be given second reading.
Moved by Councillor Massey, seconded by Councillor Meyer. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? That's carried. Councillor Massey.
Thank you, Your Worship. And I'll move that amending bylaw number 26-8786 be given third and final reading, finally passed, signed, and sealed.
Moved by Councillor Massey, seconded by Councillor Meyer. All those in favor? And that is carried. Thank you. Okay, we will adjourn council at 6:21 p.m. and move right into committee. We'll call committee to order at 6:21, Finance, Legislative, and Property Committee.
Thank you, Your Worship. Finance, Legislative, and Property Committee does not have a report under this committee, but I would like to give a bit of a report on the Hospital Foundation under here, if that's acceptable. Yep. Okay. Thank you, Your Worship. I thought I would just give the council a brief year-end kind of look at what the Hospital Foundation is doing. I've had a lot of questions from people about the Hospital Foundation. We've developed a new strategic plan, and we're moving forward with that over the past year. And one of the top priorities was to really strengthen the leadership and engage our community with the goal to be proactive leaders in healthcare, philanthropy, and engaging decision makers. In this regard, we have met with Southern Health CEO and staff to improve the communication process on requests that the foundation receives for funding and our ability to be part of the funding. We've made strides in this area, and I'm confident that we've now got a better process with Southern Health to get requests so that our board can consider them in a timely basis. This was a real priority of our board, and I think we're making good progress thanks to Southern Health and the CEO there in particular, who is very committed to that. We've also are going to be developing a communication strategy. We have started that to enhance public awareness. We're starting a newsletter every few years. We're doing a major upgrade to our website. And I think it's a board commitment to really be communicating with our donors and the community at large. So I think that's been a real positive. We're going to be holding probably a major healthcare summit in the fall, kind of an annual meeting, but also bringing the community together to talk about healthcare and present what the foundation has funded and how it's worked, what kind of decisions we made, and what was the impact on the community. So that'll be in the fall. So look for that. We hope council members all attend. I think you'll get a good feedback from that. And looking forward to being a lot more accountable to our donors and to the public about what the work of the foundation. Another big priority has been to be visible in the community, and things like the Pink Ladies Cancer Gala raised money for breast cancer research. We finalized an agreement. As you know, the Hughes family donated $1 million towards the foundation, a great donation by that family to help healthcare in our community. So we did finalize an agreement with them. We provided a celebratory basket for the New Year's baby, and we're working through the legal changes to the name. The new name is to reflect our new mandate is going to be the Portage Regional Healthcare Foundation, to really reflect that we're here to improve healthcare for our district. So we're working through the legal thing to change the name a little bit on that. A big change we're really focusing is supporting staff recruitment and retention. And that's something that we want to make sure that both the healthcare workers that we bring to our community or are here already have a good experience, as well as those seeking care. So things like bursaries, we've approved some bursaries, professional development to attract and retain healthcare staff here in the region. We funded an obstetrics training for close to 30 nurses, funded emergency pediatric course to assist nurses in being better equipped to deal with pediatric patients in the ER. And we've provided something that we really think is important for the staff. We've provided gym equipment for the staff so they can get healthy, stay healthy, and work out right at the hospital. Some equipment that we've purchased that you might be interested, 6 chemo chairs, 10 dialysis chairs, something very interesting, 60 beds and 24 stretchers. So there are going to be totally new beds and stretchers in our new hospital, and there will be nothing coming from the old hospital. We're an ultrasound machine for Portage la Prairie. Moving forward in 2026, we're going to be very hard, aggressively trying to attract a respiratory therapist to have someone in place. James Kostachuk is doing a major history book, which will be available to all of us, on the history of the Portage Hospital and leading into the new hospital. We'll have more information on that when it's available. And we also are part of any strategy and work, particularly with the city. If there's a daycare for Portage la Prairie at the hospital, we will gladly be at the table to help with that project. And of course, we did put aside $5 million for a potential MRI. We are at the table. If one does come here, we've committed that. It's on our books, and it still remains on our books. So a little more information than normal in these committees, Your Worship, but I thought it was important to really update council on the work of the foundation. And just want to thank our donors, our board of directors, our executive director, Tara Pettinger, for the great work. I've talked to other communities. We are so fortunate to have this foundation to help with the improvement of healthcare in our district. So I thought give you a little more of a rundown this past year, what we've been up to. So thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you. Okay. City Planning and Economic Development, Councillor Meyer.
Thank you, Your Worship. City Planning and Economic Development Committee has nothing in committee tonight.
Thank you. Community Services Committee, Councillor Espy.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just one item, and that is to congratulate everyone involved with the Cocoa Platts Recreation Center on their grand opening that happened yesterday, and a bunch of us were there for that. So congratulations to them.
Excellent. Exciting day. Okay. Waterworks Committee, Councillor Porter.
Thank you, Your Worship. Waterworks has nothing to report.
Thank you. Transportation Committee, Councillor Porter.
Thank you, Your Worship. I do have one thing here. Firstly, I would like to introduce Councillor Doyle, Councillor Espy, and myself. We sit on the Landfill Board Authority as directors as well. We have 3 councillors from the RM of Portage la Prairie, Arna Verway, Doug McCauley, and Garth Asham. So at this time, I would like to invite our landfill manager, Jamie Lilly, from the Portage la Prairie landfill up to present us with the annual landfill report.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you.
We'll go to page 2. The landfill continues to improve in the operations.
Mr. Lilly, you just have to make,
Okay.
Thank
Sorry.
you. No worries.
The landfill has identified through our environmental assessment in 2019 and enhanced in 2020 that the berm around the active cells need to be built up. The landfill has prioritized the southeast corner and south side as needing to be built up and regraded in 2026. This will happen after phase 1 and phase 2 of the leachate management plan have been completed. The landfill has developed a comprehensive leachate management plan that controls leachate breaches at the site. In Appendix B, we will have a waste by category in tons and percentages. The landfill diverted 82.5 tons of product to licensed recycling locations, including metal, ag plastics, mattresses, and tires. The Portage la Prairie Regional Landfill did not remove any leachate from the development in 2025. The landfill has received approval to implement our environmental leachate plan in 2022 by Manitoba Environment and Climate Change. The leachate holding pond and installation of monitoring and extraction wells will be completed in 2026. The landfill has decommissioned our organics waste area as advised in the environmental assessment completed in 2020. All our organic material has been stockpiled and will be used as temporary cover on the active cells. The landfill recorded one fire at the site in 2025 and quickly put out by staff and management. The Portage la Prairie Regional Landfill also received 8.5 tons of waste requiring special handling that was made up of asbestos and contaminated alfalfa seed. Page 3. The Portage la Prairie Regional Landfill has completed its 20th year as operation as a Class 1 facility operated by the board. The investment in equipment, staff training, and infrastructure at the landfill kept the site in very good condition. Our customers often compliment the staff on the conditions of the roads and how clean the site is kept. The landfill received just a little over 16,800 tons of waste on our active cells, 40,000 tons of cover material, and 11 tons of septic waste. The landfill diverted recycling materials, including 57 tons of metal, 25 tons of tires, just a little over half a ton of bale wrap, twine, and grain bags. The landfill hauled 234 mattresses and box springs to Mother Earth Recycling. The landfill paid a little over $168,000 to recycling programs in the region. The landfill received 15 tons of roadside cleanup from the city and RM of Portage la Prairie. The board agreed to increase commercial tipping fees from $65 to $80 per ton. And our septic went from $4 to $6 per ton for the start of 2026. The landfill's operational success is attributed to the landfill staff and the training they have received. The success would not be possible without the support of the landfill board and the operational and administrative staff of both the city and rural municipality of Portage la Prairie. The landfill has used and will continue to use an engineering consultant firm to improve the operations of the landfill. The management and staff look forward to serving the municipal waste needs of the city and rural municipality of Portage la Prairie. This service will emphasize in the education and communication programs, ensuring waste is diverted and disposed in the most efficient, safest, and latest environmentally sustainable manner possible. We thank our customers for the cooperation and support in building a program that we can all be proud of.
Thank you.
This is the graph. As you can see, our commercial haulers are our biggest producers of waste, which is 47%. The RM is 9% outside of our RM. City residential is 21%. RM residence is 13%. Our construction and demolition is 8%. Our organics and compostable is 1%. And that should be it. The rest for you guys to just go over and have a look at.
Thank you. For everybody's interest sake, tell us what a leachate is.
Leachate is the liquid that is produced when rainwater, any liquid that falls through the landfill, it's and collects all the fine particles, and it's heavy metals. It's not good for the environment. It does bad things. Yes.
Thank you. And how many employees at the landfill?
How many staff?
Yeah.
We have 4, 5 now.
Nice.
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you. Councillor Porter, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I just want to tell them, like, these guys do just a great job. This is not an easy job. It's very dangerous. It is on one of the top 5 dangerous jobs according to the Solid Waste Association of North America. I have my little cheat sheet here for this wonderful little booklet that we get 4 times a year. and they always put information about the landfill on there. And I understand that you had a fire out there, and the fire was put out quite quickly. What do you think that the fire was from?
That is, it started from a byproduct from a business here in Portage. It's spontaneous combustion. We noticed some smoke coming from our hill, and when we went up there, it started to be a grease fire, and it got really bad. But we got her put out pretty quick, within an hour. So yeah.
Well, thank you. That's it can be a pretty scary job, and a very it's a really hard-working job out there that you guys do. You do such a great job. We've been told that we are one of the cleanest landfills that people have seen around, and so I'd like to compliment on that. I'd also just would like you to touch base on your phase 1, phase 2 of the leachate project.
Phase one is the construction of the leachate pond. We've been doing it now for a couple summers. I'm hoping to have it completed by July 1st of this year, providing we don't get any surprise extra work coming. Once that is completed, we can move on to phase 2, which is our inspection wells and I call them suction wells. They will be input this year as well. Have some figures figured out for the board at our next meeting, and we'll present that to them.
And just one last question. How important is this project, the leachate management project?
It's very important. What it does is it doesn't allow the leachate to exit our site. So we contain it on site, we evaporate it, and helps the environment.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you. Councillor Doyle?
Thank you, Your Worship. Through Your Worship to the presenter. Thank you, Mr. Lilly, for being here and giving the presentation. I was waiting for the 160-page version, but maybe later. I just had a question. I know it's always brought up about untarped loads, and this year the board had agreed to increase the fine for untarped loads. Can you just kind of go over exactly what that means and what the current fine is for an untarped load at the landfill?
An untarped load is a load that's not tarped or strapped or secured properly. If we deem it unsecured, then we give a fine of $250 to residential customers. Now, we did raise the rate for a commercial to $500. We found that most of our commercial people weren't tarping properly, weren't looking after loads. So we sent out a message in our year end to them that our fines will be going up for the commercial people, and it has improved. So
Perfect.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to say that Councillor Asham will be pleased that it's improved.
Yes.
Thank you. If nothing else, thank you very much, Mr. Lilly.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anything else under transportation, Councillor Porter?
Nothing that I can think of other than our big snowfall that we had in the last week, and just want to congratulate our operations director there. What a great job he did. It was fast 96 hours and a lot of hard work, and you still got lots to do. And I have a question for you. What was the biggest challenge that you guys faced in that 3-4 day cleanup?
That's a good question. I would say just trying to work around all the cars and whatnot that are in the way. A lot of people did move their vehicles, which was helpful, but the snow that we got, as I'm sure everyone noticed, was quite dense. So a lot of times when it's more light, fluffy snow, you can kind of shove it around and get it in. But that snow, when you start moving it, you can't move it very far before your bucket's like full of taking as much weight as it can. So that was the most difficult part of it. So, and we'll be keeping working on that this week, trying to get the streets cleared where the parked cars were and that sort of thing.
That was my question: is if you were going to go back, but you answered that. And thank you very much for that.
Thank you. On that topic, I'll give a shout out to I think the operations team just did a great job with snow removal out there, and then also just to give kudos to our administration team too for the communication. I think really working in unison together was great, and I hear many comments about the addition of the maps when we're putting information out, that people really like to see that. So well done. Thanks. Okay, public safety, Councillor Doyle.
Thank you, Your Worship. Public Safety Committee would like to report that after 2 long years and a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of community input, both from stakeholders and from citizens, we are finally ready to unveil our community safety and well-being plan. And we will do so in a public open house being held this Thursday, February 26th, at the Prairie Fusion Art Gallery. We will have 2 sessions, one at 3 p.m., one at 7 p.m. So we invite all residents to come out, attend the open house, learn about our safety and well-being plan, and ask any questions that you may have, because this will provide the framework for safety and well-being for our city moving forward. So we definitely encourage everyone to attend.
Excellent. Yeah, and to be clear, they're 2 of the same session. We held 2 so that people could come during the day or come in the evening, so it was accessible to more people. So
for sure, and
yeah.
and the sessions will be facilitated by a representative from the
plan.
Canadian Centre for Safer Communities, who helped us develop this plan.
Excellent.
Other than that, I have nothing else.
Thank you. I just make a comment. Is today is, as most people will have realized over the last number of years, is that we've had a rotating deputy mayor throughout the time, and it is the time that we bid farewell. I'd like to tell people, people don't get fired. We just move on. So, Deputy Mayor Massey, this is your last meeting in that role. So I just want to thank you for stepping up during the last 8 months and filling in and representing our council where need be. I think you've done a great job. And now you go back to your role as councillor and more time on your hands. Maybe, no, just kidding. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And then welcome to Councillor Doyle, who will be our new deputy starting next week to end our term. Okay, we will adjourn committee at 6:42 p.m. Thank you, everyone.